All right. Next up, we have a fancy king leopard. So he's very haughty, oh, yes, I'm tired of this, and hanging out. So we're going to use a pencil because we are going to have some overlapping lines. That'll just make it a little bit easier for us to draw. So the first thing you have is a pretty circular head. It's got a little ovular shape to it, but it's pretty close to a circle. Once I have that, I'm going to add parts that look like they're part of triangles, because if I finished that out, we'd have that triangle. And I'm rounding the corners. All right, and now from here, I'm going to start basically about what would line up with that lovely ear. And I'm going to curve down and out. And I'm going to start where that ear would be down here. I'm going to curve down and out. Then I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to curve that a little bit more to add his nose. Then I'm going to give him his closed eyes so he can be relaxing. And as I look at that, I think I want his face to be a little bit rounder. Okay, now it's time to get his body in there. So there's really a long lozenge shape happening, a long oval. So I'm going to go ahead and get that long oval for his torso. And then I'm going to take the line from right here down, go forward a little bit, and make him a little foot that's poking out. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to go down, following the line of that oval, a little bit further, and then go out and in for a foot. Okay, now we're going to come up and in, up and in, to give us some definition of where the legs are. And I'm going to go ahead and erase that part because I know those legs are in front of him. I'm going to give him his tummy so he can have his different color space, help define him out a little bit. Now we're going to give him his legs that are bent up behind him. So we're going to start above where you finished this leg. So you're going to come out, down, and stop a little bit higher than this foot because it's further away from us, which means it would be further up the page. Hunched up and over, down, and then stop a little bit higher up than that last foot. Now that you've got this, you've got the space to go and do his tail. And his tail could be doing anything you want. Just make sure that it starts in line with where his behind is, because you don't want it to look like it is weirdly attached to his feet or something. Yours might have a curly cue. It might be straight. It does separate out right there. And then I can go and add the little inside part of his ears. And that'll be it, except for his hat. Now, you may decide he wants to be a king, like mine. He may want to be like a hipster and have a beanie, or maybe he has a party hat. I don't know. Your call. I'm going to go up, up, in. I'm going to do my central triangle. And then I'm going to go back and add the triangles to the side so that I know I'm a bit more even than I would be if I just went straight across. All right, time to go in and Sharpie. I'm going to make sure I don't have any overlaps that I might get. I'll go ahead and get some definition to the bottom of him because that is the troubling part. There's his stomach. And get his back leg, his tail. Then we'll come over and get his other back leg. And then we'll get his bottom. You can decide whether you want to make his ears in line with his head or if you want his ears to be separated out. That is totally a choice thing. That's up to you and how you see it. It's not about like, oh, this is the right way and this is the wrong way. So I've got that part. Down, down. Make this little triangle for a nose. I'm going to move his eyes down just a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to come and give him his ears. And then I'm going to go and add his lovely crown. Now you might decide this is a cheetah. That's what mine's going to be. But maybe yours is more of a leopard. Or maybe it's more of a tiger. Use that pattern to help figure out what he's going to be. So I'm going to use some really rough circles / polka dots. I'm not being really specific about my size or that it ends up exactly in the same place when it starts and stops, because fur is kind of a bit squidgy. It's not perfect, so it doesn't look like the polka dot that you might have on an item of clothing that you own. So don't feel like, oh no, that didn't go exactly where it needed to go. It's okay. It is an animal. And I'm sure he will not say something to you about it later. All right. Now that I've got the body, I'm going to put a couple of spots on the tail. Usually spots start to thin out as they get further away from the main part of the body. And then I'm ready to go and add my lovely color. So I'd erase, add color, and you guys are ready to rock and roll. I will see you later. Have fun coloring him.